Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I want to welcome you and Sean. We're delegates here at the university. And before this event begins, I want to remind you that in addition to turning off your cell phones, ringers, please remember the core value here at Columbia is to enable free exchange of ideas. To carry out that value, events including this one are structured to allow invited speakers and guests to speak and participate through questions and comments. For this reason, our university rules fully support the vigorous sharing of different viewpoints, but do not permit the interruption of speakers. Please enjoy the event today, and congratulations. Okay?
We are about to get started. If you can please take your seats. I know we have all waited for this day, so let's start off by just giving a round of applause to those who are graduating today. Congratulations. Welcome to Columbia University, to the Class Day ceremony, celebrating the accomplishments of the 2024 graduates of the Columbia University Postbaccalaureate Premedical Pre-Health Program. My name is Lisa Rosen-Metsch, and I have the great honor to be the Dean of the Columbia School of General Studies, or GS as we all know it. On behalf of your amazing advising deans, which are sitting here and here, and the wonderful faculty of Columbia University and our staff and team at Columbia School of General Studies, I want to welcome you and your families to this occasion and to this day of celebration. And we welcome those who are joining us live stream, and we welcome those of us who are here in spirit with our graduates. Welcome to our student speaker, Wesley Rivera. We are especially honored to also welcome our keynote speaker, Dr. Judy Tanenbaum, and we are welcome here Kayla and Elliot as well, who are here to support Judy. And I'll say more about both of them in a little bit. I also would like to welcome and thank the distinguished members, as I already mentioned, of the Columbia faculty who have been your mentors and champions over the past years. It is without a doubt the extraordinary faculty here at Columbia University who make the Postbac Premed Pre-Health program at Columbia the most prestigious program of its kind in the U.S. And as Dean Colgrove and I will say, we are not biased. We just know that is a fact, and in the U.S. and in the world. The Columbia Postbac Premed Pre-Health program is designed to challenge students who come from diverse academic backgrounds, including the humanities, the social sciences, engineering, business, technology, and the list goes on, to achieve levels of distinction in the sciences that, when combined with their prior academic and life experiences, makes them strong candidates for medical school or for advanced study in the health sciences. What makes our students, and you all know this better than I do, the most exceptional candidates is the way they further combine the depth and rigor of their science education with a genuine passion for helping and healing others, demonstrated by their many, many hours of hands-on clinical work. I don't have to say this to you all because you all know that you are finishing your program and preparing for the next step in your medical education at an extremely important time for medicine and in a very challenging time for the world. And the world has never needed more capable, compassionate health professionals more than it does at this moment. We saw firsthand during the COVID pandemic, and that has continued, that doctors and healthcare providers have been nothing short of heroic over the last several years. They have worked quietly, humbly, and at a great sacrifice to their own well-being and that of their families. This ethos, the unwavering drive to make a difference and to help others, is what brought you to our campus here in Morningside Heights. You are scientists, but also humanists, artists, and social scientists, all dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge and the alleviation of suffering. I am convinced that you enter upon your careers as healthcare professionals fully equipped to grapple with all the challenges that you will face. As you prepare to take the next step towards medical school, remember the power you hold as future physicians. You are entering a noble profession, one that requires both intellect and heart. In a world where healthcare disparities persist, I urge you to be agents of change, to use your knowledge and skills to bridge the gaps that divide us and to advocate for those who cannot advocate for themselves. Your commitment to medicine is not simply a career choice. It is a calling to serve humanity with compassion and integrity. I want to once again extend my heartfelt congratulations to the remarkable members of the 2024 class of the Postbac Premed Pre-Health program. Your achievements are a testament to your hard work, dedication, and resilience. As you move forward in your journey, remember the values instilled within you during your time at Columbia: intellectual curiosity, ethical responsibility, and a commitment to social justice. May you go forth and make a profound impact on the world, guided by the principles of excellent compassion and service. Congratulations again. It is now my distinct honor, privilege, pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for today's Class Day ceremony, Dr. Judith H. Tanenbaum. Dr. Tanenbaum is a distinguished psychiatrist with nearly 32 years of experience in private practice, making significant contributions to the field of clinical psychiatry. Currently serving as a clinical assistant professor at Weill Cornell School of Medicine and New York-Presbyterian Hospital, Dr. Tanenbaum's dedication to education and mentorship is truly commendable. She has been honored with the Betts Tanenbaum Chair in Clinical Psychiatry, a testament to her enduring commitment to furthering the study and practice of psychiatry. In addition to her faculty position, Dr. Tanenbaum is actively involved in various roles at Cornell, including supervising a student-run psychiatric clinic, serving on the residency selection committee, mentoring medical students, and conducting mock interviews for students aspiring to psychiatry residency programs. Dr. Tanenbaum's journey in medicine began right here at Columbia University, where she completed and graduated from the Postbac Premed program here at GS in 1983. She then went on to earn her MD from Cornell University Medical College, followed by a psychiatry residency at the Payne Whitney Clinic of New York-Presbyterian Hospital in 1992. Her commitment to Columbia extends beyond her academic achievements, as she is a valued member of the GS Board of Visitors and has generously endowed the Phyllis M. Kapoor Memorial Scholarship for the Columbia Postbac Premed program alongside her husband, William Tanenbaum. I want to also say, just on a personal note, that Judy, Dr. Tanenbaum, has been a source of strength, care, and concern for each and every one of our students at GS and for all of us. There has not been a crisis, and I include the current one that we are dealing with, where Judy has not called and said, any students that want to come to see me and we'll make it work, no matter what they need. And that is Judy. She is somebody who champions our students, always working with Dean Colgrove to make the program better and stronger and to take student feedback to heart. I could not be more proud, honored to be able to welcome to the stage Judy Tanenbaum, a distinguished alumna whose journey exemplifies the transformative power of education, dedication, and service. We are honored to have her here with us today to share her insights and wisdom with the graduating class. Please welcome to the stage my dear friend, Dr. Judy Tanenbaum.
Welcome. That was incredibly thoughtful and nice. So, as you know, I'm Dr. Judy Tanenbaum. Most of my patients call me Judy, Dr. T. Feel free to just not Mrs., please. So I'm actually in the GS Postbac Premed class of 83 or 84, depending who's asked, as we did not have a class day back then. But I did start Weill Cornell Medical College in the fall of 88, 41 years ago. I was honored in 2010 to give this class day address, and I'm so honored and humbled to be asked back again. I want to thank Dean Lisa, I call her Dean Lisa, but Dean Lisa Rosen-Metsch, Dean James Colgrove, the advisors, for continuing to make this pre-med program one of the top in the United States. It's rigorous, and you do come out, regardless of your previous background, prepared for the academic rigor of medical school. I also want to welcome the current graduates' family members, friends, loved ones, and the many people that supported these graduates to make the choice of a big career change possible. It takes courage to make a change. I congratulate all of you in the Postbac Premed class of 2024. I know most of you hit bumps along this path to get here today. I too hit a boulder. Not taking my own advice when answering questions on the MCAT that I was unsure of to always put B or C, I instead attempted the quant section and had way too many E's. Needless to say, when I opened the MCAT envelope and saw my quant section, I sobbed. I credit this program with supporting my application. At one point, I was on 10 waiting lists with the, you know what I need? Some water, please. My water is right there. Yeah, thank you. You'll learn in medical school what epinephrine does. Thank you. So I literally was on 10 waiting school lists. And anyone who has red flags on their application, I always tell people, be the first one to bring them up, as opposed to not bring them up. It's always better to not be defensive about your bumps. And between this program's support of my application and also my resiliency, I was admitted to 2 medical schools. So I stand before you having celebrated my 35th graduation reunion from Cornell last year. I trained at York-Presbyterian Cornell Payne Whitney Clinic in Psychiatry, shockingly finishing in 1992. Despite the cherries and pits that all of life hands us, I would do it all over again. I absolutely love what I do. But the most important part of this address is in this section. The practice of medicine has changed immensely since I started. Over time, and even more so now, there's pressure to spend as little time with your patients as possible. Notes, cost savings, and time pressures are more valued than deep interpersonal relationships and caring for each and every one of your patients that you will be blessed to have. To be a good doctor is a gift that you've cultivated with hard work and study, and will be fortunate enough to give this gift to another human being. You will possibly be in a field that prevents illness, researches illnesses and treatments, treats illnesses, or decides by looking under pathology slides at what illness this person has or had. Take this seriously with passion and gratitude. Be kind, considerate, and respectful of your patients. In this sad, current, divided world, you will be treating people who do not resemble yourself. This can be different religions, race, sexual identity, gender, socioeconomic status, and the like. You must be aware of your conscious and unconscious biases and transcend them. All people deserve good health care, and a smart, knowledgeable, sensitive physician can make a huge difference in outcomes. Do not succumb to the difficult situation we all find ourselves currently in the world, the country, and even on this campus. I'm going to read one of the modern Hippocratic oaths. I feel this is crucial to follow. I will try then to share how to navigate this oath at a time when medical decisions are not being made by scientists and physicians, but legislatures and judges. The oath. By all that I hold highest, I promise my patients competence, integrity, candor, personal commitment to their best interest, compassion, and absolute discretion and confidentiality within the law. I shall do by my patients as I would be done by. Shall obtain consultation whenever I or they desire. Shall include them to the extent they wish in all important decisions, and shall minimize suffering whenever a cure cannot be obtained, understanding that a dignified death is an important goal in everyone's life. I shall try to establish a friendly relationship with my patients and shall accept each one in a non-judgmental manner, appreciating the validity and worth of different value systems and according to each person a full measure of human dignity. I shall charge only for my professional services and shall not profit financially in any other way as a result of the advice and care I render my patients. I shall provide advice and encouragement for my patients in their efforts to sustain their own health. I shall work with my profession to improve the quality of medical care and to improve public health. But I shall not let any lesser public or professional consideration interfere with my primary commitment to provide the best and most appropriate care available to each of my patients. To the extent that I live by these precepts, I shall be a worthy physician. Please take this oath seriously. As laws for women's health care change, medicines that have been deemed safe for decades, now to be determined proper, make their way up the judiciary as high as the Supreme Court. For example, how does a doctor navigate this huge change? Some of what I'm going to recommend is and was applicable for decades. Do no harm. That requires you to be comfortable asking for help. Err on that side. Medical school and residency has a hierarchy built into the structure. This has been further complicated because the law in some places has replaced the knowledge presumed by the medical hierarchy. Do not break the law. If you choose to attempt to get the structure of the hierarchy and decision-making for medical care and science back with the scientists and the physicians and nurses and the healthcare profession, please do it peacefully. It goes much further along. So I take the Gandhi approach myself. Do not participate in anything, even if it's deemed, quote, legal, something that feels harmful to your patient. Like when speaking to anyone, let alone a superior, speak mindfully and ask what their reasoning is behind a decision. If you still feel this is harmful to you or your patient, again, ask mindfully to go up the chain of command. Be collaborative, be truthful, always. Take this gift that you have worked for and treat it like a fragile piece of glass. These are other people you have the ability to help or harm. I am not naive to the fact that despite our best efforts, we will have bad outcomes and deaths. Pay attention not only to your physical health, but your mental health. There is a severe mental health crisis in this country and probably the world. Prior to COVID, 70% of college students were on antidepressants for depression or anxiety. Currently, that is higher throughout the population, as is substance abuse and suicide. Do not be afraid to ask people if they are suicidal, as it is protective. Many people feel, quote, that puts an idea into their heads. This could not be further from the truth. If you find yourself anxious, depressed, not functioning, medicating yourself with substances, or feel like killing yourself, get help. There is help. There are people on campuses, hotlines, emergency rooms, people like me who volunteer my time as I'm on a list for New York State and offer my services here and at Cornell for faculty and students alike. Take this seriously. This mental health stigma is slightly better than it used to be, as psychiatry is now on parity as other medical conditions. Don't be ashamed. Find one trusting person to confide in. This is a real crisis and one that we are obligated to pay attention to. I'm going to conclude this class day address because I'm only fortunate enough to stand up here celebrating this milestone with all of you because of my late mother, whom she gave most of her money she received from my parents' divorce to help me attend this wonderful program in medical school along with a family friend. To thank her, my husband and I have created the Phyllis M. Kipper Memorial Scholarship Fund to help students here attain their dreams. This scholarship funds about 4 to 8 students a year, approximately one class, and will live in perpetuity. We also support Weill Cornell, but because of the support of this program, a larger percentage of our donations goes to this program, but I give of my time to both places. One does not become a doctor to become wealthy, but wealthy enough to live comfortably, give back to help others financially, but true wealth is health. You will be fortunate to embark on a career to impact the health of other people. All fields in medicine require compassion. The career is beyond rewarding, but for me, and I hope for all of you, it will be rewarding to have the privilege to impact and help people, to also have the impact on public health. You can take that love and care and knowledge anywhere in the world. With this address, I congratulate the Postbac Premed program, the class of GS 2024. I wish you much luck, joy, success, and health.
Thank you, Dr. Judy, Dr. T, everything for sharing your thoughts and celebrating with us. We greatly appreciate your words of wisdom and for the very heartfelt thoughts that you shared today. Now I have the honor of presenting the Alumni Key Award. Each year, the Alumni Key is given to a graduating Postbac Premed student who has achieved distinction both academically and through service to the Postbac community. It is my distinct pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2024 Postbac Premed Alumni Key Award, Wesley Rivera. And Wesley, if you could just stand here too. I'm going to hand you the award, and then I'm going to say a few words, okay? Let me just close here. So prior to his enrollment in the Postbac Premed program, Wesley distinguished himself as a graduate of Harvard University and honed his skills in management consulting and data analytics at MasterCard. During his time at Columbia GS, Wesley has demonstrated unwavering dedication to supporting his peers within the Postbac Premed community. Serving as president of the Postbac Premed Student Council, PPSC, and acting vice president of communications, Wesley has played a pivotal role in enhancing the student experience and fostering a sense of belonging. His efforts include spearheading an overhaul of the council's bylaws to better serve the needs of postbac students. Beyond his leadership roles, Wesley has made significant contributions through his involvement as a GS orientation leader, volunteer with the GS Summer Bridge Program, which was started by a GS student, and as chief medical liaison for the medical school fair. Wesley's commitment to service and excellence has been recognized through the GS Service Award. As Wesley completes the Postbac Premed program this semester, we look forward to witnessing the continued impact of his journey as he embarks on the next chapter of his academic and professional endeavors in medical school. Please join me in congratulating Wesley Rivera, the recipient of the 2024 Postbac Premed Alumni Key Award. I now have the great honor to welcome to the stage your amazing Dean of the Postbac Premed program, the one and only Professor James Colgrove.
Thank you, Dean Rosen-Metsch. Columbia University pre-medical, pre-dental, and pre-veterinary students, congratulations to you and to the family members, friends, and loved ones who supported you throughout your postbac studies. On behalf of the entire postbac advising team, Deans Andrew Sunshine, Mike Allen, and Limari Carrasquillo, I salute your accomplishments. What a long distance you have traveled. You came to this program as bankers and actuaries, as actors and writers, as computer scientists and teachers and athletes, as students of the arts, humanities, and social sciences. And through your study of the sciences, you transformed yourselves and you developed new identities as clinicians, researchers, scientists, and healers. You haven't left behind who you were before. Instead, you've integrated the knowledge and skills that you gained in this program into your new selves. Most of all, you've shown your fitness for careers in healthcare through the care that you've shown to each other. You've come together in study groups and happy hours, at panel discussions and info sessions, in activism and advocacy efforts. You have supported each other with acts of kindness and generosity, both small and large. Your commitment to a vision of collective care and well-being is a model through which we can imagine a better world. If there was ever any doubt at the beginning of your postbac studies that you have what it takes to be healthcare providers, there is no doubt anymore. You have made it through Columbia's legendary and absurdly difficult pre-medical science curriculum. You have shown your command of the sciences, your clinical skills, and your commitment to caring for others. One day soon, sooner than you think, you will be healthcare providers, and the patients in your care will be lucky to have you. Today, I am proud to celebrate with you and to honor your scientific expertise, your wisdom, and your compassion. It is now my privilege to present the graduates of the 2024 class of the Columbia University Postbaccalaureate Premedical program. Oh, okay. right, let's go. Adeficeor adetaio. Menaka Narayanan. Isabella Hung. Madeline Manas. Carolyn Reinstein. Jack Henry Austin Miller. Stephanie Ratner. Nicola Charuzova. Claire Dinauer. Tatum G. Julia Schisciano. Jared Hoke. Bharat Srirangam. Amelia McNiven Fontani. Sarah Olney. Georgia Kerman. Mohammed Nema. Mariela Evangelista. Julia Miller. Nick Cavell. Elizabeth Matthews. Jasmine Hairston Cheney. Deji Liu. Yifan Lai. Denai Kawamoto Duran. Dita Chandra. Peyton Meyer. Ethan Samuel Lane. Lance Nino. Kim Tong. Francesca Lim. Lily Yuchi Chu. I'm sorry. Anton Dreyer. Nathaniel Bose. Nicholas Ruiz Huidobro Magdich. Michaela Oniski. Madison Brown. Donna Hong. Hunter Mack. Wesley Ray Rivera. Abraham Johnson. Natalia Alexis Penton. Amber Albert. Ian Polly. Fonyi Zhu. Shuhan Wen. Please join me in giving a round of applause to our amazing graduates. It is now my honor and pleasure to welcome to the podium our Class Day student speaker. Our speaker needs no introduction because we've already had the pleasure of being introduced to him moments ago when he was introduced as the very deserving recipient of the Alumni Key Award. Wesley Rivera has made many, many contributions to our student community. I will not repeat them now, but I will say that any recitation of his activities can't fully capture the enthusiasm and the warmth that he brings to everything he commits himself to. Wesley reached out to meet with me when he first arrived at Columbia, before he had even started his classes, and I still remember the passion and the vision that I heard in his words as he told me about his remarkable journey to Columbia and his aspirations for a career as a doctor. By the end of that first conversation I had with him, it was clear to me that Wesley was a future leader in the healthcare system who would bring about change and who would inspire others to bring about change. Please join me in welcoming a respected and beloved member of our student community, this year's Class Day student speaker, Wesley Ray Rivera.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much, Dean Colgrove and Dean Mensch, for your very kind introductions, and good afternoon, everyone. I am sure that I speak for many of my classmates when I say that our meeting in this room today would not be possible without the abundant support that we have been blessed with over our time at Columbia. So I would like to begin my remarks just by sharing my appreciation, our appreciation for so many of the individuals who have touched our lives while we've been here. First and foremost, I want to thank the Premedical Advising Committee for the invitation for me to speak, as well as for all that they do, Dean Colgrove, Dean Carrasquillo, Dean Sunshine, and the very, very unlucky one that got stuck with me, Dean Allen. Navigating the pre-medical journey is not an easy task, as we all know, and the enduring commitment that the pre-medical committee has shown to helping us chart the course, helping all several hundred of us chart that course, will always amaze me. I want to thank each of you for making this program so special and just for taking such good care of us. Dean Allen, I especially want to thank you for being the wise elder of the Postbac Student Council, my coach to coordinate every step of this process, and one of the few people on earth able to tolerate my endless questions and my hypothetical scenarios and my many different versions of all possibilities of ways I could go through this journey. So thank you. Thank you also to the faculty members whose love for chemistry, physically, biology, and teaching is infectious. It has inspired me, and I'm sure transformed us all as learners. I'm honored and grateful to see so many of you with us today to share in our celebration. And I would like to extend my thanks too to the instructors and the course coordinators and the teaching assistants who cannot be here today. In the unlikely event that they are back at home, maybe tuning into the live stream as a break from grading our final exams. I gotta look in the camera, please have mercy. Thank you to the staff of the School of General Studies who admitted us and who published our newsletters and orchestrated our well-being and coordinated our success as students, and who will bring us back together, hopefully, as alumni. Thank you to the staff at Columbia more broadly for feeding us in the dining halls, for keeping our gyms running, for letting us decorate the whiteboards with color-coded metabolic pathways in all of the libraries. Last year's student speaker joked that as postbacs, we might as well live in the library because we already spend all day and night there. But I'm not going to go that far, since our class probably has a very different idea about what it means to move into buildings on campus. But in all seriousness, thank you to the facilities and the operations and the public safety personnel who have made all of our events and our safety during our time here possible. The biggest thank you a million times over to my family and to all of the parents and spouses and children's and friends who keep our spirits high and remind us that there is a world beyond going to medical school. Thank you for supporting our time away from you to pursue this endeavor. Thank you for distracting us on the phone before our exams. While we're in the exam, thank you for thinking of us, for praying for us, for lighting the candle for us, for making the special meal for us, for wearing the lucky charm for us. After the exam, thank you for being our shoulder to cry on when maybe it didn't go so hot. Or more likely, we just think that it didn't go so hot, but actually went fine. Or the opposite, that we think it went fine, but then 2 weeks later, uh-oh. We would not be here today without your love, and we appreciate you endlessly. And last but certainly not least, thank you to my classmates for sharing this journey with me. You are all the most hardworking, interesting, and incredible group of people. You packed up and you moved here from Washington and California and Arizona and Texas, Canada, Florida, overseas, and everywhere in between. You've reconstructed your entire lives to pursue a livelihood dedicated to alleviating the suffering of others. You made a big bet on yourself by choosing to tackle what is arguably the most difficult way to complete your medical school prerequisites possible, and I'm very appreciative of Dean Colgrove for characterizing it as correctly absurdly difficult. You persisted through all the weekly quizzes and the lab reports and the midterms every other week, and even, I'm almost afraid to say it, intro bio. Completing this program is just a tremendous accomplishment, and we deserve to celebrate it. So just a round of applause. Congratulations, everyone. Today marks a very important milestone in our transition from pre-medical students to just medical students. I emphasize these 3 letters because they have been annoyingly salient to me at times. While I am very proud and incredibly grateful for the opportunity to complete this program, to receive this award, and to speak from this podium, I just want to say up front that I am not some grand example of the ideal postbac, and my journey through Columbia has not been easy. The postbac program has really flexed my mental fortitude and put me to the test. And not because of the difficulty of the course content or the graded assignments, although those are no doubt very challenging, but because of how often and how easily my worrying about all that took center stage in the field of my awareness. Like many of my classmates, I left my career and I moved across the country to pursue this dream. At times, it has felt like I landed on top of a mountain, where Wesley, the business professional, is sprinting at full speed to leap over a fissure between the rocks and hoping to land safely on the other side into a pile of freshly laundered white coats. But right now, he's suspended in midair above the chasm that is the medical school admissions process. What happens if I don't get in? Am I gonna fall down this crack? That is the big scary idea that keeps me up at night and spawns 100 baby what-ifs for the next day. I am probably not alone in worrying, although it's not something we discuss very often, definitely not in graduation speeches, but that will change as we have more Dr. Judys in the world. But I suspect that we worry because we care so much about becoming physicians, and that's a really beautiful thing. And even though it maybe took us long and a circuitous path to arrive at that decision, I am just really grateful to be able to share that journey with you all. I trace my own decision to becoming a physician back to my 12th birthday when I was diagnosed with cancer. I did not respond well to my initial treatment, but I was very blessed in that my sister matched as my bone marrow donor. That procedure, although experimental at the time, ultimately saved my life, and for that I am eternally grateful. However, we discovered soon after the transplant that my sister has multiple sclerosis. To this day, I still wonder if I can give the bone marrow back to make it go away. But I'm told it doesn't really work like this. Seeing the fragility of life taught me to live life to the fullest, and as a college student, that meant going as far away from organic chemistry as possible. Instead, I very excitedly joined corporate America, But as the years went by and I became more specialized in my role, and I began my meditation practice, and I spent time with my sister, and I lived through the pandemic, I searched my soul and came to realize that there is no other field for me than medicine. With great elation, I accepted the offer of admission from Columbia. During my first week here, I met someone who shared with me a piece by the late David Foster Wallace called "This is Water," some thoughts delivered on a significant occasion about living a compassionate life. It's Wallace's only public speech given at commencement to the 2005 graduating class at Kenyon College, and I'd like to read a short snippet of it for you all today. Probably the most dangerous thing about an academic education, at least in my own case, is that it enables my tendency to over-intellectualize stuff, to get lost in abstract argument inside my head, instead of simply paying attention to what is going on right in front of me, paying attention to what is going on inside me. As I'm sure you guys know by now, it is extremely difficult to stay alert and attentive, instead of getting hypnotized by the constant monologue inside your own head. Maybe happening right now. 20 years after my own graduation, I have come gradually to understand that the liberal arts cliche about teaching you how to think is actually a shorthand for a much deeper, more serious idea. Learning how to think really means learning how to exercise some control over how and what you think. It means being conscious and aware enough to choose what you pay attention to and to choose how you construct meaning from experience. Because if you cannot exercise this kind of choice in adult life, you will be totally hosed. Think of the old cliche about, quote, the mind being an excellent servant but a terrible master, end quote. Wallace's speech really resonated with me because I believe that learning how to exercise greater command over how and what to think is what brought me to Columbia. But as I reflect on my time here, I feel that Columbia has taken that learning one step further by showing me how I also must be careful not to exercise too much control. Perhaps others may not have this problem to the same extent, but for me personally, when I push my mind to the limit, as these classes have so often demanded of us, it pushes me back hard. And I think the pre-medical curriculum makes very obvious how important it is to equilibrate these two forces, how to intentionally dedicate so much time and attention to something so difficult requires also being kind to the mind, nourishing it with quality time with loved ones, deploying it at a natural pace. When I neglect to do this, it becomes impossible for me to see the truth that those three letters, pre-medical student, they don't really mean anything. The what-ifs that spawn from it aren't real. There is no fissure to jump over. Our fulfillment of the academic requirements to attend medical school is not a means to an end, but really a chapter in each of our life stories. Those same wild and precious life stories that will make us great healers that our future patients deserve. And as students, in more ways than we may realize, we have already had the same job as physicians or veterinarians or allied health professionals. The job of resisting the constant temptation to go about our lives on autopilot, the job of bringing all of our faculties and knowledge and compassion to every moment, and the job of showing up in fullness for one another and for ourselves. So I like to think of our graduation today as a milestone which commemorates that each and every one of us has proven that we can do these jobs. I hope we remember this as we move out of the lecture halls and into our application and further training. For the sake of ourselves, our loved ones, our teammates, and our patients, and for the sake of the world that we all inhabit. I wish all of you health and peace, and I congratulate you on this beautiful accomplishment. Thank you.
Thank you, Wesley. Now everybody knows why we truly have the most incredible program when we listen to our Class Day speaker. I want to take a moment just to recognize everybody in the room for your accomplishments. So let's do one final, everybody stand up and let's just give a round of applause to all our graduates. And while you are standing, I want to ask our graduates to give a round of applause to the people that supported you, that got you here today. Okay, you can be seated now. Thank you, Dr. Judy Tanenbaum, for being also our Class Day speaker. And again, we just could not be more excited for you, thrilled for you, and we very much look forward to staying really with you for the rest of your journeys as you go on to medical school, then become the healthcare providers the world has never needed more, and to always stay as alumni involved with us here at Columbia. I want to congratulate again each and every one of you and welcome you and your families and the faculty, the staff, all of us to now join in a reception where we can just informally greet one another, take pictures, and celebrate together. The reception is, Sean is down, one flight down the stairs, and we again hope to celebrate with you. Congratulations.